Through the invention of vehicles, radios, computers, smartphones, technology has shaped the society we live in today and altered human perception of the world. It's no surprise artists in the 21st century would use technology as a part of their artistic expression and means to present art in order to reflect changes it's brought to society. Art transitioned from traditional paintings and sculptures to unusual and innovative expression of the word. Traditionalists deem modern art as an artificial and machine-created imitation that doesn't reflect the humanity aspect of art. Be that as it may, similar opinions arise when photography was first invented. Photography became a creative expression for many artists in the early 1940s. However, when it was first introduced as a means of capturing moments and pictures, people were skeptical and was terrified that it would replace paintings, especially when at the time pre-Raphaelite paintings emphasized on the unbelievable details and realistic portraits. People dismissed photography as it was created with a machine instead of using the traditional humanistic approach to art. Nevertheless, technological development made cameras lighter and cheaper and started to attract more people to take pictures while express their creativity. People slowly started to accept it as a new branch of art, whereas cameras forced painters to create abstract art instead of realistic painting. Paintings evolved to reflect inner life instead of ornate detailing that failed to capture the essence of the subject. This new artistic movement produced Van Gogh and Munch, which contributed intense and emotive paintings to the world of art. On the other hand, introducing artistic photographers such as Nan Goldin utilized snapshots as an alternative to reveal thoughts and feelings that provided opportunities for many others to become artists. Similar to the camera development, contemporary artists face criticisms from traditionalists that try to preserve the conventional concept of art. However, I believe that technological influences on artists will bring forth pioneering interpretations of art. In order to understand and expose myself to modern art, I decided to go to Tate Modern Museum, which houses some of the world's best contemporary art pieces, and I thought would provide an insight to the subject. Walking into the 4th floor of the Tate Modern Museum, this is the first art piece that I see. The piece is called Spectrum of Bricklaying, created by David Batchelor. His use of light boxes and fluorescent lighting is an innovative and modern way to perceive color.
So most people who are talked about as colourists, you think of them, certainly in the UK, as being nature painters of one kind or another. My work's got nothing to do with that at all. It's about colour in the city, and the way you experience colour in the city, it seems to me, is very different from the way you experience it in nature. Colour in the city tends to be artificial rather than natural.
Batchelor observed that in the 21st century, people no longer live amongst nature. Due to the urbanization, most of us live in concrete jungles filled with artificial lights. His piece captures the human perception of color that has changed from natural greens to vibrant neon colors. Art reflects human progress and the time period the artist lives in. Therefore, it seems to me a natural process for art pieces to move towards using technologically driven mediums. As I walked deeper into the museum, I came across Babel 2001, created by Brazilian artist Zilda Morales. The museum describes the piece as a large-scale sculptural installation that takes the form of a circular tower made from hundreds of second-hand analog radios that the artist has stacked in layers. The radios are turned to a multitude of different stations and are adjusted to the minimum volume at which they are audible. Nevertheless, they compete with each other and create a low, continuous sound, resulting in inaccessible information, voices, or music. In describing this work, Morales refers to a tower of incomprehension. His intention was to create the biblical story, the Tower of Babel, but his artistic medium have a more relevant impact to art. Morales' usage of radios engages the viewer. The art piece created an interaction between the artist and audience. Due to the different stations played by different radios, each person will have a unique experience. Technology now inspires artists not to be limited by only one of our senses. In Babel 2001, I was captured by the visual and auditory feature to the art piece. Going to a museum today has become more than just looking and seeing. Technology and machineries can bring about new sensations that would transform human perception of beauty and consequently the manner in which we approach to create art. Artistic revolution and transformation is a reflection of societal progression and modernization. The term art is always changing to incorporate new, innovative ways to convey thoughts, illustrate social and political issues of the time. However, technology now will slowly remodel our preconceived understanding of art and beauty as it incorporates mechanical and artificial approach to it. In order to embrace innovative attitudes towards this new artistic movement and encompass the growing need for contemporary art forms, art schools today have expanded to involve cinematography, animation, and graphic design, in addition to the more traditional forms of art such as painting and sculpting. The upcoming generation will have revolutionary and avant-garde outlook on the conventional characteristics of modern-day art.